right, welcome back, Miniverse Maniacs. I am ready for a positive. I am ready for something to make me smile. And that last one with the machine was not my favorite. But I have something new for you. So I know there's people that have these already, but here I am. I finally got the Miniverse Cafe Series 3 Make It Mini Food. There are 12 to collect. The star of the show here is the dragon fruit, like smoothie acai bowl type thing. And then we've got all sorts of different ones. We've got a strawberry banana milkshake or smoothie. We've got the bear popsicles, pickles, baked potatoes, a salmon or lox bagel. We've got cookies, that bowl. We've got s'mores, popsicles, a matcha latte, soup, and snow cones. So I am so very excited to get started on this. I did not get a full box. I only got 12 because that's what I could afford. But here we are, our first one. I think I might do 2 an episode depending on what I get. So let's start right now with ball number 1. They made the tear strip bigger, but harder to tear from what I can tell. So it's a larger strip, but I can't get my fingers under it. And the plastic does not want to rip. Yeah, it broke. So I'm already disappointed by the tear strip. It reminds me a lot of the Series 1 plastic that covered the ball. That was really hard to get through. Series 3 plastic disappoints. The cafe ones have the blue. Oh, that's a nice tear. It is kind of tearing as I go into the sides of the plastic, but not bad. And a nice pop to go with it. What did we get? What did we get? We got a good morning. This might be the dragon fruit bowl. Let's start off by looking at our recipes. What can we get? So I know in previous series, they only released some of the items, but so far, I think all of them are released. None of them are grayed out on the recipe card. So I believe all of them in Series 3 are released. And there's only so many that would have a good morning thing. It would either be the bagel with lox or the dragon fruit bowl. Don't see anything else that would have a good morning, Matt. So we probably got the very first one there. Okay. And we got granola. Okay. This one with a thank you bag. I love that they're still paper bags. That's very nice. A very cute bowl. It's kind of like shadowed. It's not very see-through completely. It's kind of like that frosted glass look, which is very interesting. And this one, we've got the, dragon fruit smoothie. This is an interesting cap. I've never seen something like this. It's got like a tab to push up on. I'm gonna see what that looks like when we open it up. This one, we've got a Happy Sun Farms Made Fresh bag. And we've got blueberries and pineapple. I think these are very interesting fruit combinations. I personally have never had dragon fruit, pineapple, and blueberry together. But it sounds good now that I see it. A spoon, our topper for our ball, and our tweezers. Okay. and Series 3 only has one of those items. All right, so let's start by opening up our supplies. I want the fruit easily reachable. So there's our blueberries and pineapples. There they are, same as in almost all of the sets. The blueberries are 2 different colors. The pineapples have that realistic side to them. We have the granola, which makes me wonder if it's very similar to like the crumble, because the crumble was very chunky. Oh, the granola just looks like rocks. Kind of looks like little gold rocks. So that's interesting. I wonder if they took a cue from the sand in like the plants. Okay, so first of all, this doesn't seem to be a lift up lid. It's a spin lid. You turn it like all the others, but this tab makes me think it's a lift up lid, so it's really strange. The lid was easy to turn off though. I thought that was really nice. Okay, first of all, the resin looks weird. Oh, it's very thick, okay? It's goopy and it's this pretty purple color. Okay, to start off my dragon fruit bowl, I'm going to fill up the bowl with the dragon fruit. I know in real life dragon fruit has like seeds in it, and I think it's got more of that white color inside of it. The outside of it is that pink color, like it shows on the cap. So in the future, I would maybe like to see them show what it would maybe really look like with seeds and that white look to it on the inside. They gave you enough resin, that's for sure, which I like to see. It's thicker, so I don't feel like things are going to sink as easy. But I will probably still do 2 cures to make sure nothing falls to the bottom. Okay. Starting off, I'm going to kind of smooth out the dragon fruit smoothie part and make it look like I actually made this for myself. And I think I'm going to cure the spoon in there right away. Like that. Okay, so I'm going to put it under the UV light. And then I'll need to add just a thin layer on top of some more resin. I have an idea. I'm thinking this is the plastic that the tweezers came in. So that I don't get the tweezers dirty, I could use this plastic to scoop it out. Nah, I don't need another pair of tweezers. I'm okay if I get them dirty today. Not a big deal. I am going to get another pair of tweezers ready though, so that I can use it to place my fruit appropriately. There. All right, that's probably good enough. The top layer is tacky, but it's hard, so I'm not worried about it coming through. And I'm going to just scoop around the outside of the jar and spread this on top. I'm really worried I'm going to dump that fruit out. Okay. almost dropped it. I'm going to try to make it look natural that the spoon has so much pink on it. And whatever more I can get out here would be great. There we go. I think I got out every little bit from the container that I could. So that's awesome looking. Stick these tweezers away so I don't get anything on me. This is completely empty, so they gave you just enough if you want to fill the bowl completely to the top, which I am not complaining about. That is perfect. That's exactly what I want when I'm looking at these, so I'm happy. How do I want to do this? So I think I'm going to try to make like in the picture on the box they kind of layer the fruit. So they start with pineapple and it's kind of sticking up at the back of the bowl like this. Woo! That one flew. When you're working with minis, you gotta have a gentle touch, and I do not. So it's always a challenge for me because I have big fingers. All right. Kind of like a fan of pineapple at the back. All right, one more. Kind of complete this. Look. That looks nice. Then some blueberries. Add another layer. And I can zoom in so you can really see what I'm doing well. Push those up higher. I think that looks beautiful. I don't think I need any more fruit. I'll keep those for later. And then I'm going to take the granola and just very gently sprinkle it on the rest of the bowl. I do not want it to cover all of the dragon fruit because I want that to be visible. Okay. And then I'm going to clean it up so the granola is kind of its own layer here. All right, so I think that's perfect. I like the layers that I was able to form, kind of a dragon fruit, granola, blueberry, and pineapple layer at the back. And then I'm going to set it under my UV light and cure that. I have a lot of granola left. So something I did with the red velvet crumbs is I took one of those little fish containers that you get and I put the crumbs inside of it and labeled it with the bag. So I think I might do the same thing for the granola. I just need to get one of my containers out. I have lots of whipped cream containers, so I think that actually might be the go-to. Ooh, I'll use the one that's kind of yellow. All right. So I grabbed a container. I'm gonna pour the granola in so I don't lose it. Add the top to it. Currently it says whipped cream, but I can just cut this out and tape it to the top so that it is relabeled with what it actually is. But that way, it's all safe and not gonna fall out. Alright, I kind of cut it out a little wonky, but let's see. I wanted it to cover, yeah, it covers the whole top. I can't see whipped cream at all, and that was my goal. So it's cut out, I just need to tape it on there. I'm going to add some more light to that and get a piece of tape so I don't lose the granola label. Okay, I just got a small piece of tape and I'm going to stick the label down onto the container and apply the tape to the top. And then because there is extra tape on here, I'm just gonna cut it so it doesn't overhang so much. And then I'll stick that to the side. Like so. There we go. So now that's my granola container. Beautiful. And add my fruit to my fruit bin. No, take away. That's excess. All right. First mini for today, we've got the dragon fruit bowl. Here's our finished product. Oh, I lost a piece of granola, so not completely stuck on. All right, one more ball for today. I'm going to grab from this little corner here. Here's our second mini from the Miniverse Make It Mini Food Cafe Series 3. Okay, that one opened nicely. Maybe it helps if I actually find the arrow. That one also opened nicely. Woo, and it jumped. Okay. Let's see what we got. So I don't see a mat. I'm not seeing a mat, first of all, so I'm not sure which one we got. Maybe we got something in a tray then. Let's start with the ice bag. Yeah, it just says ice in 4 different fonts. And then there's a frozen sun. Oh, chocolate syrup. Did it come with a top? It didn't come with a squeeze top. The bag is empty. I have a feeling this is the s'mores, but I'm a little disappointed. Wait. Yeah, graham crackers. So I must have got the s'mores. I would like for a squeeze top for s'mores. That would make sense. But whatever. Here is the tray that they come on. This is empty. This bag says made fresh. Happy Sun Farms. Inside we've got the chocolate bar. That is all in there. And we got the marshmallows. Awesome. Let's see. I'm excited to see what kind of marshmallows those are. All right, and then in our utensils, oh, we didn't even get like a frosting spatula. Okay. So this will be a challenge. I just got the tongs and the top for the ball in our tools. Nothing additional. So let's go ahead and make this one. See how it goes. To start, I'm going to open up all the supplies. I think the marshmallows would make sense if they were like the square flat ones. Let's see what they look like. Oh, they're even toasty on the edge. They're a little extra yellow, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. But they are very squishy feeling, like marshmallows. You can see I can twist it. But they're not, they feel sticky, but they're not, which is weird. Not sure how I feel about it. In the picture of the recipe card, they only made 3, but they did give us 4 marshmallows, I think. If I can get the last one out of the bag. It is stuck. Oh, there's 5 marshmallows. Okay, so bonus extra ones probably if you make mistakes, which is nice. The graham crackers come in a nice little box. Oh, and there's the paper. I was wondering where that is. I saw this when someone else made these, and I thought it was so cool. But are you ready? You ready? Look at the graham cracker. It's so big. And they gave you a perforation line. Oh, they're hard to bend. They don't bend nice. And it doesn't seem to be breaking. So I think I have to cut them. Let's see how well they cut. Yeah. They cut much better than they bend. And when you bend them, they end up with this white like edge where the plastic was bent. When I cut them, you don't get that white edge. And they cut just about as well as they bend. Or cut just slightly better than they bend, I should say. There's that. One more. So they gave us enough graham crackers for 4 and gave us enough marshmallows for 5. So I think that's really interesting. The amount of items is not consistent. So there's all our graham crackers on my table. Let's see how many chocolate bars we got then. That one had a pull tab. It had like a little tear tab. So you could have torn it. And we got 3 chocolate bars. They were stuck together. So I have enough chocolate bars for 3. Enough graham crackers for 4. And enough marshmallows for 5. I'm seeing items for personalization here. There's no consistency in, like, this is how many you're expected to make. Even in the picture, they didn't use all of their chocolate bars. It looks like they did one off to the side, which is interesting. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my marshmallows and put them on the side. Lay out my paper so that my tray is protected. And put down my first graham cracker. Then I think in the picture it makes sense to do a little bit of the chocolate syrup. My struggle is going to be with this one that if you do this, your syrup needs to be on the edge of your graham cracker because it's not going to cure underneath. I saw someone else make these and there was a big problem with that. So I'm going to kind of go kittywampus, go crooked on this on purpose. And then I'm going to do some more syrup on the edge of the chocolate bar. And I think I'm actually going to just cure it like that. Step 1, syrup on graham cracker on chocolate. Let's see how that works. I'll do that for all 3 and then go from there. I would have liked a squeeze tip with this bottle. It is not easy to squeeze. That is for sure. Okay. I like the melted chocolate underneath the chocolate bar. I think that's a good touch. So the chocolate syrup makes sense. Not upset about that. I just don't know how this is going to set. Because if you don't know, as someone who works with resin, I have my own little side business. I sell at fairs and vendor events. I use epoxy resin normally because that resin cures on its own. It's a chemical reaction with heat, and it's 1 part hardener, 1 part resin. So no matter what, it will cure as long as the parts are equal. With UV resin, there's a problem if you don't have access to sunlight. So I use a UV light because it is Wisconsin and it's winter and it's hard to do this stuff without that sunlight. But also, if your chocolate's covering the resin, you can't see through the chocolate, the resin is not going to cure because it needs to be seen by the sun. So I think that's very key with Miniverse is they make it clear everything is happy sun and the sun is on every single bag. Like they understand the sun's importance in the product, yet they make things that you can't see through. And then you're expected to somehow cure that resin, which makes no sense to me. So this is the first one I did. It is cured so far. It is tackier than what I've been used to. So in the past with series 1, and I have personally done some series 2, I just haven't videoed those, that resin cures super quickly. And I have never had an issue with like, I can touch it and it's not getting on my fingers after a minute. But this one is a little bit tacky when you do it. Like I'm actually getting a little bit of stickiness when I touch it, which is interesting. Okay, first marshmallow. Maybe that's why they made the marshmallows sticky, is because the goal is to not actually use resin on them. Maybe they're just meant to be sticky. They need to explicitly tell you that then, I think, instead of just assuming that you know. Because I don't understand how this resin is supposed to cure. I'm putting it on the edge of the chocolate bar so that it would maybe get access to some of the light. And then I'm putting the marshmallow on top. But that marshmallow blocks out so much light. I have a nice light, at least that it encapsulates the whole thing with light. But I've seen projects not cure before, and it's not good. Okay. There's that marshmallow. Stick that one under the light as well. I'm going to give it some time because I don't want to rush this. I don't want it to be a mess. I'm just going to let it cure. This is how I would build my s'mores anyway. Normally when I make them, especially on a campfire, I would do graham cracker and chocolate and get that ready and set it down. And then I would go cook my marshmallow, have the other piece of graham cracker ready, and kind of like sandwich the marshmallow with the graham cracker pieces. All right, so let's see our first one. The marshmallow is clearly not cured to the top here. It is just sliding around, if you can see that. It is not cured at all. So I'm gonna just set that underneath again. See what I can do. Maybe get out my flashlight and give it a different perspective. So I have a UV flashlight as well. It's very purple in color. But if I shine that at the side, and my flashlight died. I guess it needs to be charged. I can't use that. Last resort, which I have used before, I use this E6000 to add my magnets to my minis when I put them on my fridge. I've used this for that, and it is very, very strong. As it says, it's flexible, paintable, but it is industrial strength adhesive. It is very strong. I can use that if I need to put these marshmallows together, but it does make me a little bit sad that their product is not perfect. Like, they made it in a way that does not allow you to make it the way they want, which makes me sad. But let's see. Yeah, it's still not sticking. I think I'm going to personally just use some adhesive on the marshmallow. It's sad, but it is what it is. So I've seen people do the, like, just super glue, and I love super glue as well. I just know I like this for products that I make because I know it'll be strong. If anything, this kind of looks like the marshmallow is dripping, like it's super, super sticky. So I'm going to put a little bit on top and underneath and add my last graham cracker piece, all kind of kitty wampus. Put it on my tray. Next one, let's see how this one did. Yeah, same thing. Did not cure. I'm going to quickly add some E6000 because it likes to just leak out of the tube. Add the marshmallow. Some more E6000 on top. And then add the graham cracker. I don't know if they meant for this one to be like buildable, like forever, be able to play with it, and it doesn't have to be permanent. Or maybe they did truly mean for the chocolate sauce to work. But I've seen this with someone else. They weren't very happy with it, so I want it to be permanent like all their other products. So I'm going to make sure it is the way I want it to be. All right. There we go. For a resin project, not very happy with the result. But for a Miniverse project, I think this was much better than the machine. So I am satisfied with it. I have a whole bunch of chocolate syrup left over, so I'm not mad about that. I always like having extra of the resin because then I don't personally have to mix any. I can't get the lid back on though. The piece inside that was covering it won't come up, go back in all the way. There. There we go, extra chocolate syrup to add to my store. Extra graham cracker, extra marshmallow. If I wanted to and the chocolate syrup truly worked, I could give the graham cracker a layer of chocolate syrup and then harden that and then add the marshmallow and the other graham cracker piece as I did with the E6000, but I don't feel it's worth it. I might as well just keep those items for later. So I'm just going to add them to this little container I have. Extra whipped cream container. If they'll lay flat, they'll fit. There. There we go. Now I have them stored for later in this nice little container. And here are our final projects for today. After 2 Miniverse balls, I haven't gotten any duplicates, which is awesome. We got the dragon fruit bowl and the s'mores. So definitely love the dragon fruit bowl. No issues there. That was fun. It was playable. No problems making it. The s'mores were a little bit of an issue since they don't completely allow you to build them. It will take a long time to dry now, but at least that E6000 will allow for them to fully dry and stay like that forever. So I'm going to add them to my display. And keep an eye out for more videos in the future. Thanks. Bye.